I'm very pleased and proud to introduce Carolyn Dubois, who is one of the key people in the Gordon Foundation and has wonderfully grown up to take on the environment as her professional life. And she was a great thinker, and now she is a great leader in this whole issue of the water and how we're going to make sure that we keep on working on making it the best water we can have. And to tell us about this through her work in the Gordon Foundation, she is right in there. So Carolyn Dubois, welcome to our symposium.
Thank you so much for that introduction, and I'm so pleased to be here. Did go to camp up here just with some Sundays. It's true to be back up here, and thanks also for that kind introduction. I guess I'll start off by saying that I'm going to be talking today about technology and data. And it's something that we came around to at the Gordon Foundation. There was a really interesting group that led us to focus in this area. I think I'll start by saying, John's mentioned that, water is such a cost-cutting issue, if we have the right word. I mean, it just touches every part of our lives, it touches everything that we do. And interestingly, it is that quality of water that makes it really difficult to manage at times. So I think a lot of Canadians, a lot of people in general, would be surprised to hear that it's very, very difficult to find information about water quality and water health. So it can be very hard to just know, how your local watershed, for example, is doing. And is it changing in response to climate change or other factors, development, innovation, and what have you. We have a really difficult time tapping into water. And part of it is, and this is the issue I'm going to tell you about today, is data is fragmented all over the place. It's being collected like all the time. It's collected across federal departments, provinces and territories, municipalities, you name it, academics are collecting huge amounts of data to understand what's happening in our own backyards. First Nations, indigenous people across the country are playing a huge role in collecting data. They run sophisticated monitoring and research programs to answer their own local questions. And the list goes on. And this is an exciting time in the sense that anybody can collect data. You're seeing a real groundswell community-based monitoring across Canada at the moment. People are out there, they're concerned about their waterways, they care. And they're in places, their best places to changes that they happen, and they're equipped with all kinds of modern technologies that make it possible to get really important things about what's happening in the environment. So suffice to say, a lot of information is being collected, but it's really, really hard to get your hands on. And part of the reason is water is divided up in all these sort of artificial ways that we've, systems that we've created. So, because water touches everything from fisheries to agriculture, to all kinds of environmental issues, the federal level will see it's divided up amongst departments that don't necessarily always talk to each other. Because we draw lines across the country with our own jurisdiction boundaries, the provinces, and the territories. Again, that's silos. But of course, water crosses all of these boundaries and it moves through these landscapes. And if we're not sharing information, if we're not able to manage it as a watershed, as water moves and dissolves everything sort of picking things up, we really don't have a very good shot at energy. So that's a bit of an introduction to how the Gordon Foundation found itself. This is the issue that we're trying to tackle, and I'll explain to you how we're doing that. So we're just looking at water implementation. We've been working on water for decades. The Gordon Foundation is a 55-year-old private foundation, and for a big part of our history, we focused on water policy issues and focus kind of indigenous leadership in the country. We've had an Arctic security program in the past, and we really have covered a wide range of issues and played a role in those discussions. But I always say one of the things that links all of the work that we do is that we're always looking for ways to engage people, citizens in Canada, in the that affect them. And so it was part of this motivation that led us to work in Canada's Mackenzie Basin. So if you're not familiar with it, it's huge. You can see it on the map here. It comes all the way up from Alberta, all the way to the Arctic Ocean. It plays a really big role in climate regulation. There's people living throughout the basin, some in very remote communities, major industrial development happening, oil sands in the Mackenzie Basin. So it's a very important part of our country. And the Water Foundation was interested in seeing what we could do to protect the basin. So we began scoping work in this region. We had lawyers, we had policymakers, we had scientists come together. So it's 9 years ago now. They came together and they said, okay, what needs to be done to protect this community and treasure? And they ran against the problem I just described. They said there's lots and lots of science happening here, but we can't get our hands on information to actually think how is the Mackenzie Basin doing? And so some of the recommendations that came out of that wound up forming all the work I'm doing was, we need better access to information. We have to be able to get our hands on this data. Anything you do with the Mackenzie Basin has to involve local communities and many of the indigenous. We're going to be successful in managing, this huge basin. We have to involve local people. And thirdly, if we're going to manage the basin, we need to break down those institutions, those institutional silos that are preventing us from really managing it well. So we came around to working on the data issue because we were really inspired by some of the community-based work that was happening in the Northwest Territories and still is. So there is this really fantastic program that's being facilitated by the government of the Northwest Territories, where they've got communities they're providing training equipment for communities in very remote places, and less remote ones, to go out and collect data. And we partnered with the government of the Northwest Territories to deal with the data that came out of that program. So the question was, okay, so once we found all those we said, okay, we're going to build an online system. It's literally like a website. You can, Google it right now, data stream, and that's where the data is going to go. So we worked on that with them, and the idea here again was to involve local people directly in managing water. And I will make one COVID comment that I think is really interesting about community monitoring, is it makes us more resilient. So during COVID, some of the communities in the Northwest Territories, and this applies actually also across Canada, but there are some very remote communities where during COVID they were saying, we have elders here, we have, the less access to sort of hospital facilities. We do not want researchers from coming into our communities. We'll collect data ourselves here. And so that was successfully done. It has been just been popular. So communities were able to continue monitoring throughout the summer because they were involved in that direct data collection. Second, they were picking up federal governments. So you couldn't have Department of Fisheries Oceans just come in, the communities would do this. So this is about being very resilient to things we could have never imagined, like the pandemic or currently. So that's just one quick comment, but I'll bring it back around to how we think this community. So I think we go to the platform. It's called Data Stream. Never had anything that we were I was involved in a software development initiative, but here we are. Data Stream is a fully open access platform. It's free for everyone to use. It's really, really easy to use. If you go on Data Stream right now, it's a web-based system, and you'll be able to do what data there is in a given region. You click on it, it actually visualizes it on a graph. It tells you who collected that data. And when I say water quality data, we mean like there's over 6,000 parameters the data stream contains, something from the turbidity of the water, so how cloudy it is, the temperature, the pH, is it a mercury in the water, if there's oil and gas activity in the region, the monitor for petrochemicals. All of that information makes its way onto data stream. And one of the really important things is, we are talking about data that can seem really dry, but it really does connect people. So what we found with Data Stream after launching our first hub, which is Mackenzie Data Stream, is that communities who didn't know about each other's monitoring and research programs all of a sudden could see each other on the map and say, oh, you guys are monitoring for this just upstream from us. Okay, well, we're monitoring down here, here's what we're finding. We're collaborating together and collaborating in these things. So this is just a screenshot you can see on the Mackenzie Data Stream today. These are all data points. Those big circles represent how many sites there are within the region. There's tons of data. And it's just made it way easier to find information in this part of the country. We were actually really pleased to see that Mackenzie Data Stream and our other data stream has, I'll tell you about, made it possible for a lot of community data. In a very recent watershed health assessment that was launched just on Tuesday by WWF Canada. They were able to fill data gaps in some very remote, difficult to access places because the data was available on data stream, and then they were using data generated in the community to inform those that assessment. And the assessment essentially, I would check it out, but it was very interesting in terms to how a watershed scores. In terms of it from a few different perspectives. But I will say that work is not done because one of their biggest findings is that for the majority of Canadian watersheds, we still don't have enough data to even answer those basic questions. So work to be done, but we're at least making some headway in those. All right, so the Mackenzie Data Stream launched in November of 2016. We launched it up in Fort Smith and Edmonton. And this is when, to our surprise, the challenges we were seeing around data access in the Mackenzie Stream, we learned that the exact same challenges are present across the entire country. And so we started to get calls from communities and everyone saying, hey, could you just use your same platform here, the same model of working with communities here in my community? So we wound up building Atlantic Data Stream, which launched in 2018, and then shortly after the Lake Industry Data Stream. So being here today is actually very timely because we're now working on our Great Lakes Data Streams. A lot of our time right now is scoping and building relationships with organizations in this region to see who has data and how we can make that data more easily available. And I should note that what's made all of this possible, I'm based in Toronto. I'm pleased to tell you who's got data in Yellowknife or partners. The foundation's been able to do what we've been able to do through really strong partnerships. So in Atlantic Canada, we partnered with an organization called the Atlantic Water Network, and the 100 communities that they work with in the Maritimes. And then the Lake Winnipeg basically work with the Winnipeg Foundation that runs a really successful community-based monitoring program that's looking at the impacts of nutrients on eutrophication of Lake Winnipeg. That has a really big issue with eutrophication. So that's our partner. But here is not. We actually have some data in Great Lakes already, though it is not yet live. So we need to give you what's to come, but there will be a lot more data loaded into this system between now and next year, which is when we're hoping to launch the Great Lakes industry. Okay, so I'm going to bring it back to talk to the community monitoring, talk to you about data and some of these gaps that we're talking about. But I mentioned at the beginning the Border Foundation's interest in water policy. So how is it that we're focused on this issue? And I really want to bring it back to this point, which is that we've got communities out there that are collecting data. The only thing to think that data is available if people are able to locate it and work with it. Only when you take that data and you interpret it, different organizations are going to do different interpretations on the very same data. Only when you interpret it can you say something if you have knowledge about the system. And so that's what we're really hoping to do is we want people using all of the data that we're supplying. So that's why we're so pleased that WWF is using it. So we use that data to interpret and say something about what we need to do to manage our waters. And once we have that, we can have action. So that's how we can inform policy making and action. And, you know, we mean this on all levels, right? Like, you know, you can talk about policy making at the federal level, that's important, of course. But there's also decisions that can be made right within the community. And we want people have information to be able to inform those choices and those decisions that will be. So that is really what we're working towards at the Working Foundation. And you know, we're 4 years into this, and many years ahead of this to get as much data as we can online. But just to give you a sense of scale we're talking about, this summer, we passed 9 million unique observations in the system, and over 100 groups are now individual groups contributing data to data stream, and that's their all spaces. So that's First Nations, those are local watershed groups, that's academics from all different universities, and we also have federal and provincial territorial data. So much more work to be done collecting data. The hope is that we will be able to answer those questions, and organizations like Dubois will be able to say something about the health of every single watershed. I'll leave it there. Thank you.
To do is continue to thrive and adapt to all these new challenges that surely are coming our way.